Hey, Melissa here from GirlGoneFishing. I just got the links loaded up on my car, everything's packed, and I'm ready to go to Salt Fork State Park. And I'm camping and fishing this weekend. So this is my last regular season Ohio Kayak Fishing tournament, and since I didn't qualify, it's my actual last tournament with Ohio Kayak Fishing for the year because I did not qualify for their Tournament of Champions. But this one's gonna be awesome. I've never been to Salt Fork. It's about 3,000 acres, just shy of that, and it's one of those windy, skinny kind of lakes, you know, like a dammed up river, but never been there before. So I'm actually taking 2 days of vacation from work so that I can do a little pre-fishing and try to pick a ramp. You know, I just got to pick a productive ramp. I'm a little wary because in my internet research, there says it's a lot of like unlimited horsepower boats, like a lot of zoom, so big waves, big wakes. So I want to find somewhere where I feel safe and protected, but also somewhere that there's largemouth and smallmouth in this lake. So it would be great to find a location where both are an option, you know. Also, it's one of the big muskie lakes in Ohio. So, you know, I don't really know anything about muskie, but it would be cool to get one accidentally when I was bass fishing. Maybe when I was pre-fishing, not in the tournament. Ow, I'm sitting on these bricks and they're really hot. All right, I got to get up there and get camp set up and get ready to start pre-fishing tomorrow. So I'll see you guys up at Salt Fork. I made it here to my campsite. It's gonna fill up with kayakers starting tomorrow, but right now it's just me and this nice little couple at their fire. 2 days of pre-fishing for this one, so cool. All right, let's set up a tent. Well, good morning, happy Thursday morning from Salt Fork State Park Campground. My goal for the day is actually to try to launch at 2 separate ramps. This is a big challenge for me because it takes a lot for me to set up the links, get it launched, and then break it down and get it back in my car. But I'm gonna try to go really light and just see 2 totally different places, because then tomorrow on my last pre-fishing day, I can really zero in and learn the area that I choose. So today I wanna choose an area, and tomorrow I wanna learn that area, and then Saturday I wanna conquer the world in that area. Yeah, so, all right, gotta get going. So I drove to about 10 different ramps. Some of them were actual ramps I had found on the map, on Google Earth in my like pre-lake study, and some of them were just like down a road that looked like it was going where I wanted to go, and I would find like a little paddle launch, like a hand launch. So that's what I've got going on here. I'm actually not too far away from a marina, so that's the one downside to this, because I really don't want, like, you know, pressure. If I can be in a kayak and find an area that's not pressured by the big boats, that's one of the advantages to being in a kayak. So that's kind of what I was looking for, but I don't want to get stuck in an area that's just flat and shallow. It looked like, you know, like I found one area that was beautiful and stumpy, but it was like 2 to 3 feet deep, and there was a ton of carp and catfish. So I don't want that. I want a little option with some deep water nearby at least. So I'm gonna give this a try. Well, it is almost 6 o'clock and I just got my first bite of this whole day. I have tried everything and I've covered a lot of ground and nothing. So I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, but gotta fish. All right, that wraps up day 1 of pre-fishing. It was a beautiful day to be out on the water, and it was really cool exploring a new lake, but I was out there for over 10 hours and I only got 1 bite, and it was like a little 12-inch bass. So that's not good enough. Makes me think I don't want to come back here tomorrow. My hope was to pick a spot on the first day of pre-fishing, really dial it in on the second day of pre-fishing, and then rock the tournament in that spot on Saturday. But I just didn't get it today. It didn't really feel like I was going to be able to be successful here. So, all right, let's go find where we're going to go tomorrow. Well, good morning. It is Friday morning, day 2 of my pre-fishing up here at Salt Fork Lake, and 1 day to go before my tournament. So yesterday I really didn't find anything. I don't want to go back to that ramp, but it's in my back pocket as not the absolute worst option because gosh, it looked fishy. I just didn't catch any fish. But if you believe the fire talk last night, no one really did. It was about 1 fish per person all day. So tough lake. So I'm starting at a different place. I really debated on this because I don't want to waste this time. I want to make the most benefit, not make bad decisions. But I really wanted to fish this lily pad spot. Can you guys see that? Look at all these lily pads. But it looked shallow and maybe not productive. But I just said I'm gonna give it like 2 hours. So I went ahead and launched here, and we're gonna give it a try. And then if I don't get anything in this area, I'm gonna pack up and go to my third option. Try that one. It's more steep water, maybe some coves that I can get some transition points on the entrance to the coves. But I'm gonna check this out first, and hopefully this is the answer, because I would love to do some like frogging. I can't believe there's not fish back here. I mean, there have to be fish living back here. It's not terribly pressured. This is only 2 feet deep right here. I'm in like a little tiny creek bed, but out here it was like 4 to 5 feet deep, which I thought was amazing. Like perfectly clear in between the lily pads, no grass or anything. So lily pad edges should be the deal. You know, deeper water, I say deeper water, like 4 or 5 feet around lily pads is fantastic in my opinion. Well, that might have been my 1 fish for the day. Well, this is not going the way I hoped. I haven't got any bites, and there's just a ton of bait fish flickering on the surface. Like, very unpressured. I think they're eating these little bugs that are all over the surface. So little teeny tiny things flickering, and occasionally something about the size of my hand kind of rolls and maybe gets one of those, or gets the bugs too. But this is not my ramp, unfortunately. This has mostly just been exercise, and it is a gorgeous lake. I see, look at that. It's just so pretty. Oh, look at that. Part of my site is shaded. Woohoo! Well, I know I said I was going to go to another ramp and fish until the 4 o'clock cutoff, but I decided that I would be better served if I came back to camp, took a nice shower, got all clean, and then pulled everything out of my car, got it organized, so tomorrow morning at the ramp it would be easy peasy, and do some reorganizing of my tackle. I want to take out what I'm not going to need since I know where I'm going to fish now, and tie on some stuff that I didn't have when I was out there and probably needed, like a drop shot or maybe a shaky head for like the rocky steep parts. So I decided that that would be a lot better than going checking another ramp. So I think there's probably fish at the ramp I'm gonna go to. It's just gonna be, can I catch them? But I gotta say, this place is beautiful, and it's really nice to be out here camping among the stars and the trees with my buddies. And yeah, I'm having a great time, and I'm excited for tomorrow. Hey, good morning. Happy tournament morning. It's Saturday morning. I'm here a little early at the ramp. It's chilly right now, but it's going to go up to like 84 with no wind, so it's going to be really hot. And I've got all finesse tied on, except for some top water for the morning. So I'm going to go slow and grindy, but do my best. All right, got to get set up. Well, I'm launched and I'm waiting for lines in. I didn't have very far to go from the ramp to where I wanted to fish, because honestly I have no idea where I want to fish or what I want to do. But I've just sort of picked this little area in here. See, we got some points, we got some shallow, we got some access to deep water, we got some gorgeous sunrise happening here. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm going to hit like the little corners, and I'm going to hit the little points, and I'm going to admire this sunrise for a while. Oh yeah, speaking of beautiful days, my camera didn't work, so I was kind of worried that it was going to power off anyway, because it's going to be like 84 with no wind, and my GoPro, my back GoPro, does not deal well with heat. But I actually couldn't get it to power on. It was saying that my battery didn't have enough power, so I don't know if it was the cord that was a problem or what, but oh well, no GoPro, but iPhone, and I'll show you all my giant fish. So it's 9 o'clock, and what I've realized so far is if my season depended on doing well in this tournament, I would be in a complete panic right now. But
I am already completely out of qualifying for the Tournament of Champions for this trail, the Ohio Kayak Fishing Trail. I have no chance unless I win this tournament, so I have no chance. So basically, this tournament gets to be a standalone challenge for me. Instead of getting frustrated that I can't find fish and that there's a million bait fish flipping everywhere and I can't get a bite from anything, what I'm going to do is try to figure out how to use my electronics in these deeper, like steeper banks. Like I don't have opportunity to do that a lot. I like to fish shallow very often. So I'm going to just use this as a day to learn, you know. My challenge to myself is first to get 1 keeper fish and then to get 5 keeper fish and get my limit. But I'll be really happy if I can just get 1 keeper fish. The only bite I've had so far, I've been fishing since 7 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock now. I had 1 non-keeper bass bite my little Ned rig, but other than that, nothing. I mean, at least I got that one.
This is the wrong species, but he's pretty. Well, I just can't stop catching these little guys. Every time I try to get out a crankbait, they bite my crankbait. I don't know. I've been doing all finesse, but the wind just kicked up, so I switched back to crankbait and we're back to these little white bass. All right, it is 2 o'clock and I got my first keeper. He is exactly 12 inches. Oh, look at that. I can almost make him hit 12 1/4, but I don't really care. He's 12 inches. He's a keeper. I got a bass. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I got a keeper bass. He's exactly 12 inches on the dot. I get to submit a fish to this tournament. It is such a huge relief. Now, let's see if I can get another one. Well, I'm an idiot and I don't get to submit that fish because I checked my picture before I let him go and made sure it was a good picture, but I didn't even think about the fact that my identifier had slid all the way down the board and wasn't in the picture. I am so brokenhearted about that right now. I do not get to submit that fish. Okay, I'm gonna go catch another one. All right, tournament wrap-up time. What do I say about this trip? This is a gorgeous lake and it seems like it has so much potential, but we all didn't get very many fish. There were a lot of people up here pre-fishing pretty early, and in the tournament, there's 48 anglers and only 67 bass were caught. So, or keeper bass anyway. Those are not great numbers for, you know, like 8 or 9 hours on the water, but it looks like it has a lot of great potential and it's a beautiful lake to spend a weekend on for sure. So my personal tournament, I had 2 days of pre-fishing and I thought that would really help me. I think it helped me pick a ramp. I picked a ramp that seemed to have a lot of good options, like different styles of fishing. There were some steep, there was some shallow, there was some stumpy, there was some wood, there was some rock. And I thought that that would help me not get pigeonholed into like one technique. And I was prepared to do a good mix of power fishing and finesse, you know, a little topwater, a little crankbait, a little jackhammer, a little Ned rig, a little weightless fluke, weightless Senko, maybe some Texas rig. I had a what's it called? Oh, I had a shaky head tied on. See, I never throw one of those, but with the steep, like little rocky cliff, someone even said it the other day, this kind of reminds them of like a little miniature, like Dale Hollow. There were just spots that had that kind of rocky thing going down. And I'm like, okay, my buddy Scott would say, pull the shaky head down that. I tried it, it didn't work. I probably did it too fast or something. But yeah, I tried all that stuff and I thought with a good mix of like the power fishing and the finesse, I'd have all kinds of chance, but maybe I just tried to do too much and was ineffective with all of it, because at the measure-in, one guy in the top 3 did it with finesse and one guy did it with power fishing, and like people were talking about like having a mix of both. None of it worked for me. I'm a little baffled by it, like what the difference was between what they were doing and I was doing. And you might say, well, it was a different area, but I had a bunch of them like in my area who all caught fish. I mean, not like massive amounts of fish. We're talking like even the good people were only getting like 3 or 4 fish. A couple got 5, but you know, like I don't think that I fished badly, poorly or badly. I don't think that my fishing was actually the problem. Like I feel like I had good technique and a good mixture of techniques. I feel like I was making good casts at good areas. And one thing that I did notice is in the past when I've skunked, I didn't catch anything. Like, not only did I not catch tournament bass, but like I wasn't catching catfish or bluegill or crappie or shad or carp or anything, you know. And if you're throwing a lure for 9 hours a day in locations where fish would want to live, you're going to get something. You're going to accidentally snag a bluegill on the head or something, you know. And I would just get nothing. So today I caught some small largemouths. I caught some things that they look like baby drum. Like, I've caught drum on Lake Erie that are like bigger and look kind of raggedy and like dull white. And these were like cute and shiny little drums. So I'm going to call them shiny baby drum. But they have these little sucker mouths that get in your treble hooks because they love crankbaits apparently. And then also I got some white bass, you know, about this big. They also get the little mouth around your treble hook. So anytime I tried to mix in a treble hook, I was mostly catching these little shiny baby drum or white bass. But like, I saw a ton of fish marks, and I think a lot of them must have been muskie. So I started to realize as I went through the day that these bass must be constantly under pressure by the muskie. Like, the bass are probably used to being one of the big bad predators in a lake, and in this lake they are down a step in the food chain. So I don't know, I think I got in my head about like how that would affect the bass, and I got starting to think that like it would have to be in like somewhere super protected. And so I'm trying to throw up like under bushes and stuff. You know, I'm finally figuring out how to like skip that weightless Senko and skip that weightless fluke under bushes, and it got me nothing today. But I feel good about the fact that I tried through the whole day. I stuck to a plan. I kept rotating those different techniques. I tried different colors of those techniques. I feel like I fished the techniques correctly, like slow, fast, stutter step, like all that stuff. I even had a drop shot tried on that I tried a bunch of different things with. And like I said, a shaky head. I tried a spinner bait. I mean, I tried everything. But what can you do? So it was a great learning experience as far as I had the 2 pre-fishing days, and I never have a chance to pre-fish. So I really don't understand how to do it. And so having a couple days to pre-fish, it was good. I went to multiple ramps trying to see as much as I could, and it was helpful to see those ramps in a launch, but I gotta say I am completely exhausted. And I do think it might have hurt me a little bit on my energy level on tournament day. But that's not like standard, you know. Those of you guys that haven't watched or follow my Facebook know I was diagnosed about a month ago with severe anemia, so I've been getting iron infusions to try to pull me back from the brink of no red blood cells. And so for the last like year in this season in tournaments, by the end of the tournament it just felt like all my emotions were very heightened and very dramatic, you know. Like, if I didn't get any fish, I'd feel like life was just over, you know. And I'd put everything into the tournaments, and I just had no reservoir of anything to deal with anything after the tournaments. Like, the thought of trying to load my links on my car made me just want to burst into tears, you know, because I was just so tired. And it turns out that that was all because I didn't have any red blood cells. And which is because I didn't have any iron in my body. So we're working on fixing that, and I think it is doing better because I definitely kept a better attitude through the tournament. This is 2 weekends in a row where it was grindy and I fought with it the whole day, and I really stuck to it, and I feel like I did the right thing even though it didn't pan out this time. I think in the end, if I stick on this path, it will work out with fish. Just didn't this time. Mostly because I'm a dummy and didn't have the identifier in the picture. But anyway, what I get to do now is go back to camp and hang out with my buddies. I drank a Red Bull, can you tell? I drank a Red Bull to try to stay awake because I tend to go to sleep early. I'm like so worn out. But I think between the iron infusions and the new red blood cells that's making, and the Red Bull, I might be able to stay awake for a little bit tonight and celebrate with my buddies that did well. So it's going to be a beautiful one. It's getting down to about 50 and the stars are going to be out, and I'm really excited. So let me get back to camp. But first I have to say a huge thank you to Strictly Sailing Kayak, not only for introducing me to my amazing Hobie links, and you guys that follow my channel or my Facebook page know how passionate I am about how great my links is. I mean, I tried this sport before the links, but I was a nervous wreck, and the links has given me a confidence that I didn't have before out there on the water. And it is so comfortable, and it's so stable, and it's so fast and agile and fun, and it's light enough for me to get it up in the car. So it has made all the difference in the world to get that Lynx. So I owe a lot to Strictly Sail and Kayak for the introduction. Thank you guys. And also thank you for sponsoring Ohio Kayak Fishing and my other trail, Cincinnati Kayak Fishing. And I have to say a big thank you to you guys out there, because last weekend I happened to do a little better than normal in a tournament, and I got so many comments and messages saying congratulations. I mean, it was like I won the world championships or something to get second place in it, but it was my first trophy, and I gotta tell you, I mean, I totally dorked out, and I took it into work because I'm so proud of myself for it. And of course I followed it up with the next weekend with no fish, which is just fantastic. I mean, woo, you know, roller coaster. But the number of people who knew how much that meant to me and reached out to me for getting second in a little dinky tournament, it means so much to me. So thank you guys so much. You've had to listen to me whine for so long about not doing well, and I hope now that I have my, medical stuff going in the right direction, hopefully my attitude follows, and I'm working on what I call my attitude of gratitude, where I'm so lucky to have found this sport. I'm so lucky to have found these people, and I am just so happy when I'm out on the water. So in case I don't get to talk to you once I get back to the campground, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the water on the next one.
Oh.
What's up, dude?